Here today, Jay Edwards, Sprytraining. I'm here with Harry Costello from UCL Medical School, and today he's going to talk to us about protein synthesis and all the bits and pieces that comes with it. So, what exactly is protein synthesis, Harry? What is it?
So, protein synthesis is crucial to life. It underpins all life, and at a cellular level, it comprises of, you have a genetic code, and that code is translated into the building blocks of proteins, which are amino acids, and depending on what's in your genetic code depends on which proteins are expressed and produced by the cell, and as a result what kind of cell you have and what function that cell has is completely based on protein expression and what proteins are made.
Right. Okay. So in terms of protein synthesis, can someone potentially have too much protein?
Well, there's, with regards to training, there's a lot of emphasis, and there's the market at the moment is completely kind of drenched in these protein shakes and protein companies which kind of make huge amounts of money from protein supplementation. I'm not. There's no real good evidence out there that protein supplementation really has any beneficial impact, and because if you have a balanced diet and you take in protein with every meal after your training session, then if you've already got too much protein in essence for your body to kind of take in and use. It's in saturation, so that you don't need any more. To supplement something that's already at its maximum, you don't need it.
Right, and that goes for you guys out there who are literally knocking back a protein shake every single opportunity you get, at night, in the morning, after training, 4, 5, 6 protein shakes a day, absolutely unnecessary. And whole foods, personally speaking, I supplement, meaning I only supplement when needed. If I'm missing major meals, I will supplement in order to help my protein levels. But as if sourcing protein shakes as a part of my diet, I think clearly.
Yeah, the only thing could help with is kind of getting that calorie debt back. But with regards to specific protein, needing more and more protein, I don't think that's the case. And in actual fact, it can be harmful with regard to, if you have a too high protein diet. We've seen with kind of red meats, there's been a lot of research into, but just high protein diets as a whole have been linked to kind of increased risks of colorectal cancer. And so you have to be slightly careful with your diet. And I'd say, don't go straight for the protein supplementation. Try out just a normal balanced diet post training and see what effect it has, and give it enough time. People often jump in with the protein supplementation before even trying just balanced diets after training, and then assuming, almost get hooked on it because they don't know
precisely
what's normal.
Ladies and gents, protein shakes in a bottle is quite frankly, it isn't food. I'm not knocking the stuff, because I do advise clients and athletes to use them for recovery, but it's not absolutely essential for you to have these things. It is helpful, but it's not essential. So in terms of protein synthesis, again, is there any way it could be effectively optimized? For example, just before you touch into it, I'm aware now in the market there is stuff called BCAAs, which are particular amino acids. I can't remember which exact ones they are, but I think it's L-leucine is one of them, the major ones. Okay. Would you suggest taking these things, or would you suggest having amino acid in this form because it could possibly get into the blood a lot quicker, being more beneficial to the athlete or to the person training?
I think what you've got to remember about the human body is that it's been around a long time and it's done a great job at surviving. And if you're training, every cell in your body will be responding to those environmental factors, responding to the demands you put on your body, and will return with an impact. Will have a kind of, you will develop muscle if your body feels like it needs it to survive, i.e. if you're weightlifting a lot, your body will sense that and lay down the muscle deposition you need. And from an evolutionary point of view, we came from high protein diets when we were cavemen, but then again there was none of this kind of supplementation and taking on amino acids, and there's no good evidence out there that any of these things work, although there's a lot. I mean, you can find evidence in the company's website, but as with regard to kind of showing clear evidence on medical journals and things like that, there hasn't been any kind of obvious study that said, if you want to lay down more muscle, take this specific amino acid post-training. And so what I'd say is that, I mean, you can take them, I'm sure. I mean, they would have had to go through a whole range of testing with regard to kind of them being safe. So you can take them, but what I'd recommend, as I said before, was just try out your normal large meals post-training with a protein component in it, and that should be absolutely fine with regard to your muscle development and muscle growth, and especially with your conditioning.
Right, guys, also I'd like to say is, at the end of the day, particularly Sprytraining, I stand for there is absolutely more than one way to achieve one particular goal. So there's a saying goes, there's more than one way to skin a cat. However, if you're trying a particular diet and you're trying a particular routine that works and it works for you, then share it with us. And that's fantastic, but we're not here to say what you're doing is incorrect. This is only coming from a medical perspective of how you could possibly utilize and be better at what you're doing. So just to summarize, get in the gym and lift. What Costello is here saying, Harry is literally saying to us, it's the training possibly that has more to account for what's going on. And in terms of protein synthesis, eat whole foods.
I'd also like to say, it's not with any kind of cellular development, cellular growth, it's not just the case of one aspect of the diet. It has to be a whole kind of a balanced diet. Those vitamins, minerals, a lot of people neglect them with regard to protein build up and increases in muscle mass, but they are vital for all cellular growth. So it's not just a case of, it's too simplistic to say you take amino acids, you eat only protein, and you lay down the muscle. That's not the case at all.
So guys, thanks for tuning in. Jared with Sprytraining, Harry here with me, giving us the information from a medical perspective. That is your take on protein synthesis. Thank you.